Aloha, Mr. and Mrs. Lee. Thank you for coming to this meeting. This is a special meeting that I've called upon you to come. That's called an RTI meeting, or Response to Intervention. Now, it is for your son, uh, Joseph, Joseph Lee, and he is in my horticulture science class. Um, and I know that you are not, you moved here from uh, mainland China, from a province there, and that Joseph's primary language is not English, and that it is a Mandarin Chinese. Uh, Therefore, because of this, we're trying to basically intervene, which is why it's called RTI, Response to Intervention, so that we can assist Joseph in his learning and support to better aid in that way. Now, the first one will be the Tier 1, and this is a universal screening for all Gen Ed uh, students, and that they have uh, 3 times a year they will be go through assessments, and this is to also screen them. So the screen will be for uh, 3 times per year, and there's regular progress monitoring. So we're going to go through that process. And for Joseph's case, he may have to go into Tier 2, which is a small group instruction of about 3 to 5 students. And the screening measures here will vary, but will be no less than once every 2 weeks. And the duration for this type of intervention could be or range from 9 weeks to 30 weeks. And it is a smaller group instruction, so he can receive more attention, so that we can focus in on his ELL language needs. ELL stands for English Language Learners, which is what Joseph is, since English is not his primary language, and he is, he's a good student. I know he's a bit shy. He doesn't talk much. He knows a few words, and he's learning more. He's improving every week. Very smart, very friendly young man. But that's why I called this meeting, so that we can help him even more, and to see how we can assist in that process. One more thing is you should know of, so he'll go through Tier 1 and then go through screening, and if it's not showing any progress or improvement, then it will go through Tier 2, which is a type of, again, supplemental instruction. Tier 1 is the more core curriculum instruction. And then Tier 2, if there's no progress or improvement made in Tier 2, Joseph may have to go into Tier 3, which is increased levels of supplemental instruction. In this case, the size or group would be individualized or small group to 1 to 2 students. So it could be Joseph, and it would be maybe a teacher, or 1-to-1 teacher, or 1 teacher to 2 students. And the progress monitor would vary, but it would be more continuous and no less than once a week. The frequency of this type of intervention provided varies, but more frequently in Tier 2 for a minimum of 30 minutes per session. And the duration of this intervention will be a minimum of 15 to 20 weeks. So I highly suggest we go through this RTI process for Joseph. When he was in my horticultural class, these things, certain signs or signals gave me this kind of signs that he may need more help or assistance in school. And luckily, we have this intervention in place for students, just as in Joseph's case. So let us go through the process and see how we can help Joseph better. And the whole reason for doing this is to support Joseph and to give him the proper method so that we can help him improve in his learning and his academics, and overall help him out in every way that he needs. So again, thank you for coming. Again, Mr. and Mrs. Lee, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.